Hari Om, Sree Namaha. In this video, let us see very blissful verses from Lalithopakyana. So as you all know, Lalita Sahasranama occurs in Lalithopakyana as a conversation between the sage Agastya and Hayagriva. So the whole Brahmanda Purana, the Lalithopakyana, is a portion of the Brahmanda Purana. I actually want to present the Lalithopakyana, certain verses, and I want to give you the Lalita Stava Raja Stotram. Before entering into the Stotram, let us see few verses how Devi rose up from the Chidagni Kundam. So, like the Brahmanda Puranam explains about the birth of Panda and how he was tormenting the Devas and also the Naras because he was an Asura. And so all the Devas were becoming weak. They lost all their powers and they were becoming weaker and weaker. Later on, let's see how this Bandasuravada implies on us. Okay. Now, the Devas decided to do a big yajnam, and in the yajnam, they wanted Devi to rise up, and they were offering their own body parts as the harvest. They were offering it to the yagam and chanting the mantras, okay, from Rigyajus and Samavedas. And when that was done, Devi Lalitama arose from the Chidagni Kundam. So all of you are familiar with the verse Chidagni Kunda Sambhuta Devakarya Samudyata. So she rises up from the Chidagni Kundam. So now I want to read few verses from Lalithopakyana for you and tell you the meaning. So we are seeing the Dwadashodhyaya, that is the 12th chapter of Lalithopakyana, and it is the 70th verse which talks about the how the Devi just rises up from the Chidagni Kunda. So let us see that and meditate on it. Tanmadhyada sambhuta bhuchakrakaram anuttamam tanmadhyetu mahadevi udayarkhas samaprabha. So like a million of rising sun on her chariot of Sri Chakram, she just rises up and she comes out on her chariot. Actually, there is one explanation about Sri Chakram. The Sri Chakram is nothing, it was made up of not by any material, it was only her tejas. So that's why it's known as the Chakra Raja Chakra. Okay, so later on in some other video, I'll talk about that also. So it is known as the Chakra Raja Chakra because it's full of energy. It is only the pages of Devi. And now we are going to the verse 71. Jagadut Jiva Nagarim Brahma Vishnu Shivatmikam. So she rises up to give the life to the whole world. Jagat Jivanakarim Brahma Vishnu Shivatmika. She rose up as an embodiment of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Saundarya Sarasima Tam Anandarasa Sagaram. She was so beautiful, ultimate beauty, and Ananda Rasa Sagaram. Sagaram means, it is ocean. So she was the ocean of bliss. She was an ocean of bliss. Okay. So see, just visualize that, she's rising up with brilliance of Koti Surya Samaprabha. So with a Koti Surya Prakasham and an embodiment of Brahma and Vishnu and Shiva. And she is so beautiful, like it's full of tejas. And she is Anandarasa Sagaram, embodiment or total personification of bliss. Japa Kusuma Sankasham, having the beauty of a hibiscus flower, a red hibiscus. Dhadimi Kusuma Prabham, shining like the pomegranate flower. Sarva Bharana Samyukta Shringaraika Rasalayam. Again, the next is she was complete of personification of love. Shringaraika Rasalayam. Shringara Rasa Sampurna. So we have those verses in Lalita Sahasranama. Japa Kusuma Sankasham. So visualize her as red. Dhadimi Kusuma Prabham. Red, red, red. She's dressed in red and coming out as red. Kripa Tarangita Panga Nayana Loka Kaumudi. Her eyes Avyaja Karuna. Kadaksham. Kadaksha Kinkari Bhutta. So her eyes, Kadaksham, having a side glance and it's filled with Kripa, Kripa, compassion, Kripa, Tarangita Panga. Tarangam is again waves. So having the waves of compassion. See, the devas were all suffering, and she gave them a karuna rasa sampurna. With a karuna, she looked at them. Pashankusha kodanda panchabana satkara. So the four hands, Pasha, Ankusha, Kodanda, Panchabana, Lasatkaram. Her beautiful hands were holding Pasha, Ankusha, and Ikshuchapa and Pushpapana. Tam Bilokya Mahadevi Deva Sarve Savasavaha प्रणेमुर्मुदितात्मानो भूयो भूयो किलात्मिकाम् तया विलोकिता सद्यस्ते सर्वे विगतज्वराः सम्पूर्णाङ्गा दृढतरा वज्रदेहा Mahabalaha Tushtuvushcha Mahadevim Ambikam Akilartadam. So all the devas were so happy and they just forgot about themselves, and Devi has rose up out of the Chidagni Kundam. And they were so weak, they gave their body parts in the Chidagni Kundam. And now this verse says, Sampurnanga Dridadhara Vajradega Mahabala. So they got back their valor, they got back the strength, Dridadhara. They got back the strength of the organs, and Sampurna, because they had given it in the fire. Now they got back all their organs. Okay, so this is a simple, brief explanation about how Devi rose up from the Chidagni Kunda. So she comes out of the Chidagni Kunda. Now after that, the Devas start praising Devi and they start singing, which is known as Lalitha Stotram. So this occurs in the Trayodashodhyaya, in the 13th chapter of Lalithopakyana. I will just read few verses before we conclude this episode and we will continue. Atha Lalita Stavarajo Nama Trayodashodhyaya Devavuchuhu. All the devas start praising. Jaya Devi, Jaganmatar, Jaya Devi, Parat Pare, Jaya Kalyana Nilaye, Jaya Kama Kalatmike. The first verse itself is wonderful, right? Jaya, let victory be to Devi. Jaya Devi, Jaganmatar, Sri Mata, Jaya Devi, Parat Pare, Jaya Kalyana Nilaye, Jaya Kama Kalatmike. As long as Kamakala is there, the world will exist. And Kamakala Rupam of Devi has to be explained to you by the Sri Vidya Guru. Because they say you are the secret Kamakala. Jayakari cha Vamakshi, Jaya Kamakshi Sundari, Jaya Kilasuraradhye, Jaya Kameshi Mananade, Manade. Jayakari cha Vamakshi. See, very beautiful verse this is. Her left eye, they are talking, because her left eye was like, she is on the left side of Kameshwara. Therefore, her left eye is talked about here. Jaya Kari cha Vamakshi. Kameshwara's left eye, because she occupies the part of the body of Kameshwara. Okay. Jaya Kamakshi, Kama Akshi, desire. Sundari, the most beautiful one. Jaya Kila, Jaya, let victory be to the Akila Suraradhye. Sura means Devas. Okay, we are familiar with Asuras. We all of us know Asuras. Suras, from the word Sura only Asura comes. So Sura means Deva, Asura, the opposite of Deva, Asura. If you put A in front, it becomes the opposite. Drushti, Adrushti. Drishtam is which you see with your eyes. Adrishtam, which you cannot see. That's why you call adrishtam. Okay? So the palan, right? Jaya kila suraradhye, Jaya kameshi manadhe, giving all the desires of a bhaktas. Jaya brahmamaye devi, brahmatmakara satmike. So you are the Atman of Brahma. Jaya Brahma Maye Devi Brahmatmakarasatmike. Jaya Narayani Pare Nandidashesha Vishtabhe. So you are Narayani, you are Brahma, and the next verse you are going to tell about Shiva also. So this episode I'll conclude with these 3 slokas. All of you can Google for the script. It is available in the Sanskrit document website. It is also available in Stotra Nidhi. You can download the whole of Lalithopakyana and start learning it. I'll be dealing with you few verses. So let us conclude this session with a beautiful saying the Jaya Jaya. So 2 verses we will repeat now. Jaya Devi Jaganmatar, Jaya Devi Parat Pare, Jaya Kalyana Nilaye, Jaya Kama Kalatmike, Jayakari cha Vamakshi, Jaya Kamakshi Sundari, Jaya Kilasuraradhye, Jaya Kameshi Manadhe. Om Tat Satham. सिन्दूरारुणविग्रहां त्रिनयनां माणिक्यमौलिस्फुरत्तारानायकशेखरां स्मितमुखीम् आभीनवक्षोरुहां पाणिभ्यामलिपूर्णरत्नचषकं रक्तोत्पलं बिभ्रतीं सौम्यां रत्नघटस्थरक्तचरणां ध्यायेत् परामम्बिकाम्. Sri Lalitambha Samarphanamastu. Sri Matre Namaha. My blessings to all of you.